Welcome. You must have come a long way.
This land, it feels unfamiliar, yet peaceful.
You're safe here, please. Have a seat. May I ask your name?
I am Takeshi of the Chosakabe clan. I serve as a retainer to my lord in Tosa province.
An honor, Takeshi. I'm Clark, the host of this place. I meet many guests here from all centuries. I hope you don't mind a few questions. I enjoy learning about people's worlds.
Ask what you wish. A man of honor should never turn away from a thoughtful conversation.
Tell me, what do people in your time do to relax when they are not training or working?
In my land, life is often guided by duty. However, when peace allows, we enjoy poetry, calligraphy, or tea ceremony. These moments, though simple, teach patience and discipline. Some also compose haiku. They are short poems, just 3 lines, usually about nature or something ordinary in life.
That's beautifully said. Let me ask something deeper. Could you describe a time in your life when you felt truly proud of something you did?
Of course. Several years ago, I was entrusted with teaching a group of young village children the basics of calligraphy and discipline. Most had never held a brush before. At first, they struggled, even laughed at the task. But with patience, I watched them grow. Their lines became steadier, their minds quieter. At the end of the season, they each presented their final writings to their families, works shaped by patience and focus. I felt proud, not because of their skill, but because they had learned to value stillness and focus in a world often clouded by duty and desire.
You know, Takeshi, after everything you've shared, I've got a curious question for you. Something that's been on my mind. Could you describe a traditional art or craft from your culture that you admire? What is it? How is it traditionally done? Why is it still practiced today? And what makes it special to you?
One traditional art form from my culture that I deeply admire is calligraphy, known as shodo in Japanese. Shodo involves the artistic writing of kanji characters using a brush and ink on paper. The process requires a steady hand, deep concentration, and a calm mind. Each stroke must be deliberate and fluid, reflecting the writer's inner state. Calligraphy holds profound significance in our culture as it embodies the principles of Zen Buddhism: mindfulness, simplicity, and the pursuit of perfection. It is not merely writing. It is a meditative practice that cultivates discipline and harmony between mind and body. I admire shodo because it transforms simple writing into an expressive art form. The beauty of each character lies not just in its form, but in the energy and emotion conveyed through the brushwork. Even today, many people in Japan still practice it to connect with their roots, find inner calm, and preserve our cultural values. It continues to be a bridge between the past and present.
That was truly enlightening, Takeshi. I wonder, how do you think traditional arts like calligraphy shape your culture as a whole?
At the heart of calligraphy is the pursuit of inner balance. It teaches us to breathe with intention, to move with care, and to think before acting. These values echo in how we interact, lead, and even make decisions.
Some people think that traditional arts are only for the elite. What do you think about that?
I must respectfully disagree. While it is true that certain forms, like no theater or the tea ceremony, were once closely associated with the nobility, the spirit of traditional arts belongs to all. In my village, even farmers practice calligraphy and martial arts in their spare time. These practices are not about status. They are about discipline, beauty, and the pursuit of harmony. Anyone with a sincere heart can walk this path.
And what would be the key to keeping such traditions alive?
It is not as simple as handing over a scroll or reciting a rule. It takes patience and example. In my time, elders lead by living the values, not just preaching them. Some young ones are tempted by more immediate rewards, but many still look to the past for guidance. I believe that when traditions are lived rather than imposed, they endure more naturally, even through changing times.
Wise words indeed. Thank you, Takeshi.
Hi, I'm Oren. I've only been working here at the Time Travel Café for a few weeks, but every hour feels like a lesson in language. I'm endlessly fascinated by the words people use, the ones Mr. Clark's guests bring with them from other times. Their vocabulary isn't just clever, it feels carved from experience, like every phrase carries a story. When no one's watching, I lean a little closer. I don't mean to intrude, it's just some of these words stay with me. They have weight. Like when a guest from a distant past spoke of how calligraphy helped him cultivate discipline. Not just learn it, but slowly grow it as one tends a garden. Or when he said each line must be deliberate, not rushed, like intention itself flowed through the brush. He used phrases I'd never heard in school. Sharpen the spirit, a world filled with duty. Even said the soul could be tempered by hardship, like steel forged in fire. I scribbled down every phrase I could, not just to remember, but to understand. Now let's have a look at some of those words together. All right, let's look at some of the words I picked up that day. You've already seen how powerful they sound when used right. Here's what they really mean, and how you might use them if you ever find yourself in one of Mr. Clark's conversations. Cultivate. This word is like gardening for the soul. When you cultivate something, you grow it with care and time. Traditional arts like calligraphy help people cultivate discipline and patience. You can use this when describing how people develop personal qualities or values. Compose. To compose means to create, especially music, poetry, or writing. It's a calm, thoughtful word. Some also compose haiku about nature. This one works great when talking about creative hobbies or traditions. Sharpen the spirit. I really like this one. It means to strengthen your inner self, your focus, your character. It is in quiet that the spirit is sharpened. It's a poetic way to talk about personal growth, especially through quiet or disciplined practice. Deliberate, like something deliberate is not random. It's done on purpose with full attention. Each stroke must be deliberate and fluid. You can use this when talking about careful actions or decisions. Harmony. Harmony means balance, peace, or agreement. It can apply to life, music, or relationships. Wisdom lies in harmony. It's especially useful when describing values or traditional ways of life. A world filled with... This phrase paints a strong image. You can use it to describe the background, feeling of a time or place. In a world filled with duty and conflict. Think of this when setting the scene or contrasting it with something gentle or meaningful. Tempered. To be tempered means to be made stronger by difficulty, like steel in fire. Steel may bend, but spirit does not if tempered well. This one's great when you're talking about resilience. Entrust. To give someone a task or responsibility. Several winters ago, I was entrusted with teaching a group of young village children. In this sentence, entrusted means he was given an important duty by someone who had confidence in him. She was entrusted with organizing the ceremony. This shows that someone trusted her to take responsibility for the task and carry it out well. Cloud. To make something less clear, less certain, or harder to understand or feel. In a world often clouded by duty and desire, here, clouded means the world is made harder to see or understand clearly because of overwhelming pressures, like responsibilities or emotions. Her judgment was clouded by fear. In this sentence, the clouded means fear affected her thinking, making it less clear or objective. His vision was clouded by the thick smoke in the room. In this sentence, clouded means physically blocked or obscured, making it difficult to see, just like fog, smoke, or steam would in real life. Profound, very deep, intense, or meaningful, something that has a strong emotional or intellectual effect. Calligraphy holds profound significance in our culture. In this sentence, profound significance means deep and lasting importance, not just culturally valued, but emotionally and spiritually meaningful. The phrase profound significance is often used together. The experience left a profound impact on how she viewed the world. This means the experience deeply influenced her thinking or emotions in a lasting way. He asked a profound question about life and time, one that stayed with me for days. Profound here means deep and thought-provoking, the kind of question that makes you reflect for a long time. Convey. To express, communicate, or make something known or felt. The beauty of each character lies not just in its form, but in the energy and emotion conveyed through the brushwork. In this sentence, conveyed means the brushwork expresses or communicates emotion and energy without using words. The film conveys a powerful message about identity and belonging. This shows how art or storytelling can communicate deep meaning to an audience. Let's talk about the phrase associate with. Associate with has two common meanings depending on how you use it. First, it can mean there's a link between two things, especially in how people think about them. Nose theater and the tea ceremony were once closely associated with the nobility. That means these traditions were linked to noble people. They were part of the same world. The color purple is often associated with royalty. People connect the color to status and power, like it's an image thing. But then there's the second meaning, and this one's a bit more social. Associate with someone can also mean to spend time with someone, especially if people might not approve. She started associating with people who had a bad reputation. So here it's not just about being connected, it's about choosing who you spend time with and how that might affect how others see you.